Level 1. Born into hunger. Fresh claw marks cover the tree beside your shelter. Your mother pulls you deeper into the shadows before sunrise. The predator is still nearby. Your stomach twists with hunger as the tribe searches for food. The hunters returned empty-handed yesterday. Another failed hunt could leave everyone weaker. You follow the adults toward a patch of berry bushes. Most of the berries have already been stripped away by animals. The food you hope to find is gone. An elder discovers tracks leading toward a small watering hole. The tribe changes direction immediately. Hope returns for a moment. You crouch beside the water and spot several fish trapped in a shallow pool. The adults rush forward with sharpened sticks. A few fish are caught before the rest escape. The tribe celebrates the small success around a smoky fire. Children finally stop crying from hunger. Relief spreads through the camp. Dark clouds gather over the valley before nightfall. Heavy rain threatens to extinguish the tribe's precious fire. The comfort of a full stomach suddenly feels temporary. Your mother shields glowing embers beneath a layer of dry bark. Several adults work through the storm to protect the flame. Everyone understands what will happen if the fire dies. The rain finally weakens before dawn. The fire survives, but the food is nearly gone again. Tomorrow brings another search for survival.
Level 2. Learning the hunt.
A hunter returns to camp with blood running down his arm. The animal escaped, and the tribe lost another chance for food. Everyone understands the danger of another failure. The hunters gather before sunrise and point toward fresh tracks in the mud. You are allowed to follow them for the first time. One mistake could ruin the hunt. You move through tall grass while the herd grazes ahead. The hunters spread out silently across the field. Your heart pounds louder than your footsteps. A stone slips beneath your foot. Several animals raise their heads at once. The entire hunt teeters on the edge of disaster. An experienced hunter throws a spear before the herd can flee. The animal stumbles and collapses. Relief washes through the group. The tribe celebrates as meat is carried back to camp. Children rush toward the hunters with excited faces. For a brief moment, survival feels easier. The elder examining the carcass discovers signs of disease. Several cuts of meat must be discarded. The victory suddenly becomes much smaller. You watch the adults argue around the fire. Some want to stay near the hunting grounds. Others fear the animals are becoming scarce. The discussion ends without agreement. You stare into the flames while uncertainty spreads through the camp. A bigger challenge is already approaching. Level 3. The teeth in the dark. A terrified scream tears through the camp in the middle of the night. Everyone grabs burning branches and rushes toward the sound. Something has entered the edge of the settlement. You spot glowing eyes beyond the firelight. A large predator circles near the sleeping area. The children are directly in its path. The hunters form a line between the beast and the tribe. Spears shake in nervous hands. One wrong move could trigger an attack. The animal suddenly charges. A hunter falls backward into the dirt. Panic spreads through the camp. You grab a burning branch and rush forward with the others. Flames flash through the darkness. The predator hesitates for a crucial second. The hunters drive it away with fire and noise. The creature disappears into the forest. Relief sweeps across the camp. The wounded hunter cannot stand without help. Deep claw marks cover his leg. Victory suddenly carries a painful cost. The elder points toward the surrounding wilderness at sunrise. You realize the forest is not your home. It is shared with creatures stronger than you. Fresh tracks surround the camp by morning. The predator may return with hunger still unsatisfied. For the first time, you understand how fragile survival really is. Level 4. Firekeeper. A child bursts into camp carrying a handful of cold ashes. The tribe's secondary fire has died during the night. Without flame, the coming storm could become deadly. The elder places a smoldering ember into your hands. You are ordered to keep it alive until new firewood arrives. The safety of the tribe suddenly depends on you. Dark clouds gather over the valley before midday. Cold wind bends the grass around the camp. Every gust threatens the fragile ember. You shelter the glowing coal beneath dry bark and animal hide. Smoke curls through the narrow opening. For a moment, the ember survives. The wood-gathering party returns later than expected. Several members are empty-handed. The storm reached the forest before they did. Rain begins falling across the camp. The fire shrinks with every passing minute. Panic spreads among the adults. You crawl beneath a rocky overhang and shield the ember with your body. The smoke burns your eyes. The heat scorches your hands. The rain finally weakens near sunset. A hunter adds dry twigs to the surviving coal. Bright flames leap into the darkness once again. The tribe gathers around the restored fire. Relief replaces fear across familiar faces. Then the elder points toward distant mountains where game herds are disappearing.
Level 5, The Great Migration. A hunter returns with news that the nearby herds have vanished. The tribe cannot survive another month in this valley. Everyone understands what must happen next. Families hurriedly pack tools, hides, and precious supplies. Children cling to their parents as the camp is dismantled. The only home you have ever known is being abandoned. The journey begins beneath a gray morning sky. The mountains loom in the distance. No one knows what waits beyond them. A young child collapses during the second day of travel. The pace slows as exhausted adults take turns carrying her. Every delay consumes valuable food. The tribe discovers a river rich with fish. Hope spreads through the group. For a brief moment, the migration seems worthwhile. Several members gather food while others refill water containers. The camp enjoys its first comfortable meal in days. Relief returns to weary faces. That night, roaring water swallows part of the riverbank. A flash flood destroys several supplies. The small victory creates a new crisis. The elders debate whether to continue or turn back. You watch fear spread through the campfire circle. The old valley suddenly seems less distant. At sunrise, the tribe chooses to move forward into unknown territory. You take one last look behind before following the others. Somewhere beyond the mountains, a new life is waiting.
Level 6, Blood and Leadership. A hunter staggers into camp with a broken arm before sunrise. The tribe planned to hunt that morning. Losing an experienced hunter changes everything. The elders gather around the injured man. Several eyes turn toward you during the discussion. More people now expect your help. A hunting party leaves despite the setback. You are asked to help lead younger hunters for the first time. The responsibility feels heavier than any spear. Fresh tracks lead the group toward a grazing herd. The younger hunters grow excited and move too quickly. One careless mistake could ruin the opportunity. You signal everyone to slow down and spread out. The herd remains unaware of the approaching danger. The plan begins to work. A well-thrown spear strikes one of the animals. The hunters celebrate as the herd scatters. Relief spreads through the group. The wounded animal bolts toward rough terrain. Several young hunters chase after it without thinking. The successful hunt suddenly becomes dangerous. You follow them into a narrow ravine. Loose rocks tumble beneath your feet. One wrong step could leave someone trapped or injured. The animal is finally recovered before sunset. The tribe welcomes the food, but the younger hunters now look to you for guidance. You realize leadership means carrying other people's mistakes as well as your own. Level 7, Winter of Empty Tracks. Fresh snow covers every hunting trail around the camp. The hunters return before noon with empty hands. The tribe has almost no food left. Children scrape the bottoms of storage baskets near the fire. The remaining supplies barely fill a single meal. Hunger becomes visible on every face. You lead a small group beyond the frozen valley. The cold bites through animal hides and fur. Failure is no longer an option. Hours pass without finding fresh tracks. Even the usual grazing grounds stand empty. The wilderness feels abandoned. A young hunter spots movement near a distant ridge. Hope surges through the group. You race toward the discovery. The tracks belong to a small herd moving south. The hunters quickly prepare an ambush. For a moment, survival feels possible again. A sudden blizzard sweeps across the landscape. The herd disappears behind a wall of snow. The opportunity vanishes almost instantly. The younger hunters want to continue the pursuit. You study the worsening storm around you. One decision could save lives or end them. You order the group back toward camp. The hunt fails, but everyone survives the blizzard. As the storm rages through the night, you wonder how much longer the tribe can endure. Level 8. The next generation. A child's scream echoes across the camp before sunrise. You rush toward the sound and find a young boy standing frozen near a snake. One careless step could be fatal. The boy's hands shake as the snake coils tighter. You slowly guide him backward without turning away. The danger passes by the width of a hand. The camp gathers after the scare. Several parents argue about letting children wander too far. Fear spreads faster than the morning light. The elder asks you to begin teaching the younger generation. The children will soon face the wilderness on their own. A new responsibility falls onto your shoulders. You lead a small group into the forest. The children learn how to recognize animal tracks in the mud. Every lesson could one day save a life. A girl notices broken branches leading toward a hidden berry patch. The children celebrate their discovery. Pride replaces fear for a moment. The berry patch attracts more than hungry humans. Fresh predator tracks circle the area. The successful lesson suddenly becomes dangerous. You order everyone back toward camp immediately. The children obey without hesitation. For the first time, they understand that survival requires caution. That evening, the children repeat the lessons around the fire. You watch them teach one another while the flames dance in their eyes. As the next generation grows stronger, you begin noticing your own strength slowly fading. Level 9. The last great hunt. You stumble while crossing a rocky slope during a hunt. A younger hunter catches your arm before you fall. The moment leaves you shaken. The hunting party continues toward a massive herd grazing in the distance. The younger hunters move faster than you now. A truth you have avoided becomes impossible to ignore. The tribe needs one final successful hunt before winter returns. Everyone looks toward the experienced hunters for guidance. The pressure feels familiar. You study the wind and notice the herd shifting direction. The younger hunters prepare to charge too early. One mistake could scatter every animal. You signal them to wait. The herd slowly moves toward a natural bottleneck between two hills. Patience creates a better opportunity. The ambush begins at exactly the right moment. Several hunters drive the animals into the narrow passage. The plan works better than expected. The tribe secures enough food for weeks. Cheers echo across the valley. Relief spreads through the exhausted hunters. As the others celebrate, pain shoots through your leg. You sit alone on a fallen log overlooking the herd. The victory belongs more to the younger generation than to you. That night, the tribe feasts around a roaring fire. The children listen closely as hunters retell the day's events. You realize your future may depend less on strength and more on the knowledge only you can pass on. Level 10. The story beside the fire. A young hunter returns to camp carrying a wounded child. The entire tribe gathers around the fire in silence. Everyone waits to see if the child will survive. The healer begins treatment while frightened parents watch nearby. You recognize the same fear you once saw during harsh winters and failed hunts. Some things never change. The child survives the night. Relief spreads through the camp like sunlight after a storm. The tribe celebrates another narrow victory. The elder who guided your people for years collapses beside the fire later that evening. The camp falls silent once again. A different kind of loss has arrived. The following morning, the tribe gathers around the elder's resting place. Stories replace tears as people remember lessons he taught. You realize memories can outlive a body. That night, the children gather around you instead of him. They ask about predators, migrations, and great hunts. The responsibility has quietly passed to you. You point toward the darkness beyond the firelight. The children listen as you explain how to read tracks, weather, and danger. Knowledge becomes your new weapon. The seasons continue to change around the tribe. You hunt less often, but teach every day. The future now depends on what others learn from you. You watch the children become hunters, parents, and leaders beneath the same stars that watched over your own childhood. For the first time, survival feels larger than a single lifetime. You understand that the tribe will continue long after you are gone. Somewhere tonight, someone is standing where you once stood. They have no idea what this journey will cost. They have no idea what it will give them. They will figure it out. They always do.